Hey everybody, welcome back to another video. Today we're doing another soft-spoken video, as well as another Photoshop tutorial, because you guys really seemed to respond well to both of those. Today we will be making the thumbnail for my upcoming NHL trade deadline video. So we start with a transparent background, 1280 by 720, the dimensions of a YouTube thumbnail. And I have this folder which has all of the elements I will be using to make the thumbnail. First things first, I want to drop in the NHL logo. I'm going to plop that down right there. But I want it to be on a low opacity. So, put the opacity to 50%. But I still want a layer below it. And let's find a nice gradient that catches the eye. About this. I personally think that looks pretty good. Next, we're going to bring in this image of myself that I took. Let's bring it to the top layer. Just a picture of me that I will use to build everything around. I auto-tone it there and auto-contrast to make it look a little bit nicer. And then we'll start cutting me out from the background here. That one is a little corner right there. That out. I'm gonna have to do some hand erasing, but that's okay. I can handle a little bit of that. Alright. Corner of my hair right there needs to be saved. Okay. Now I come in with the eraser tool and I'm going to clean up some of these lines. Get a bit of a smaller eraser here. I have this weird edge along my arm. Need to clean that up a little bit. Okay, then I have this right here. Again, just kind of cleaning up that weird edge. Let's finish cutting out the hair first. I'm just going to cut out that flyaway. Might look a little weird, but it's okay. The thing with thumbnails is they're so small on somebody's screen that you pretty much just need them to look good enough, not perfect. So I cut out some of that weird edge there, and then we're going to apply a drop shadow. You can see where some of the artifacts of the image remain here, but we can cut all of that out. And what remains is me there in the center, which is exactly what I want. Okay, now we're going to build out the left side of the image. First, we're going to put in this picture of Flurry. He will be like that. I think that's a good spot for him. we're going to do the same thing we just did. We're going to rasterize this layer and remove Flurry from his background. A little bit of his hair is getting cut off there, but it's not noticeable, so we'll leave it. There's a wild logo there. And okay, he's mostly cleaned up now. Just need to remove some of this artifacting. Removing little bits and pieces of his ear there that probably should be worked to kept, but again, I'm just trying to get through this quickly here. That was a little too rough. As long as it's good enough, this should for the most part work. Flurry. I might make him all. No, I think that's okay. But I am going to edit, and I want to do on all of these a black and white filter. Blue, darker, default. I'm just going to do default. I'm just going to do a black and white filter on all of those. And then we're going to put Giroux right here. And we're going to do the same thing, rasterize this layer. Giroux out from the background. It wants to take some of the glove with it there, so I need to go in and maintain that glove. This side should be easier to cut out. It's just trying to snag a little bit of his forearm. Oh, and some of his number here. There we go. Man, it's trying to take his whole arm here. It really doesn't like cooperating with his glove. But I guess with the black glove that does kind of make sense. Okay, let's clean Giroux up a little bit. Take all this out. I have a suspicion this little dot, no. There we go. Got that dot figured out. There's some more rough lines right there. Maybe a little bit around his head. There we go. And we put Giroux below Flurry like that. I think that looks good. And then we're going to give him a black and white. So we have Flurry and we have Giroux there. Now our next one, we're going to put Giordano in. This image is a little small. So let's put him here over my shoulder. I'm going to rasterize this layer. This is unfortunately probably going to be a pretty short video. I do kind of churn out these thumbnails pretty quickly. I was going to say unfortunately, but oops. It's not really unfortunate for me, but for the sake of making a video, it's a little bit unfortunate. Seems like there might be... That's alright, because a lot of that's going to be hidden anyway. There is some weird spillover on that left side there, but I think that'll be okay. I think that'll be okay. Ooh, got some number spillover right there. Okay, that looks a little bit better. Got some spillover onto the stick. Take that away. Take that away. And take that away. Okay, I just need to work to clean this up a little bit here. Clean up these edges. Just like that. Looks like there's some, yeah, this is some background element here. Clean up around the stick a little bit, which is always a little difficult, cleaning up around the stick. I think that's alright, because Geo goes right behind me, and we're going to hit him with a black and white filter. There's Giordano, and in here we have Hampus Lindholm, who I feel like, unfortunately, I didn't spend enough time on when I was making the video, but I don't know. I think at the time of recording the video, I wasn't aware of the fact that the Bruins had already extended his contract and actually given him a pretty solid payday. And I kind of, I think, unfortunately, glossed over this trade a little bit. But that was actually a relatively easy one to clean up. A little surprised. Found those edges very neatly and easily. And Hampus Lindholm is cleaned up, and I'll put him ahead of Giordano like that. And then adjustments, and we go black and white on Lindholm. And I mean, look at that. I'm pretty happy with all that. Maybe bring these all down a little bit, perhaps. Like that. I think that could be good. I just need to figure out what that line is at the top. It looks like that might be Giroux. Yep. Okay, clean down Giroux there. And let's go to our text tool. Do we want to make this some white text? Do we come here? And all caps. NHL. Trade. Deadline. ASMR. I usually don't like to do just one line of text for my titles. But I think with this space I cleared here, it works. Yep, that fits pretty much perfectly. And actually I can kind of bring these things up a little bit like that. Giroux's glove is kind of providing some depth to the text now in a way that I like. And then we'll add some stroke and drop shadow to the text just to, just to add some emphasis on it. And maybe come into the curves here a little bit on my thing. I think I want to add a little bit of red. Subtract a little bit of blue, and I think that looks a bit nicer right there. I just think that I can kind of match with the background a little better. And I think I'm pretty happy with this. I think that is a completed thumbnail. So you guys are actually going to see this thumbnail up on the channel before you see this video, obviously, but you, hopefully, I hope you enjoyed this process, kind of watching what I do for these thumbnails, for these videos. And I know some of you had been asking for another Photoshop tutorial, so, or not tutorial necessarily, but just a Photoshop video, so I hope that this was sufficient. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did like the video, please leave a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel for more content just like this every single day. Until next time, guys. Bye-bye.